Hey, Julie Roussel here. Welcome to Talkin' Tuesday. Take two. Hey, it used to be Wacky Wednesday, but now it's moved to Tuesdays due to volleyball season, and I have a lot of Wednesday night games that I can't make. Maybe it's Taco Tuesday on your end. I don't know. But hey, thanks for joining in, whether you are popping in live now or you are catching on the replay. It's great to spend a few minutes with you the second time through. So as always, if you hear something that you find valuable or that resonates with you, would you do me a favor and leave a reaction, drop a comment, or ask questions in the thread anytime. Share the video with anyone you think it might help. And PM me if you have questions or want to hear more. I'm always happy to share the things that I'm learning, and I hope that they help you. So hey, Carrie, I see you popping in. Take two. Nice to see you, lady. I'm going to try to wave without moving my phone, because the last time I did that, it flipped the whole thing sideways, and I don't know how to unflip it, and I tried, and it was a disaster. So thanks to those of you who are popping in. Hello, Janet. Hey, Carrie, take two. I'm glad you made it. Hey, Janet. Awesome to see you, lady. Awesome to see you both. So I'm glad you made it. But if I happen to miss your name when you're popping in, especially with the disaster I just had, leave me a hey or a shout and let me know you popped in. If you've ever seen any of my videos, you know that my camera and notes are usually set landscape, usually to one side or the other, depending on the large amount of notes. I have notes. But usually my mind goes blank, and this is my biggest fear. So every time that live button goes on, everything I wanted to say goes right out the window. Drives me crazy. But that's why I have notes. So like I said, give me a hey or a shout and let me know that you popped in case I missed you. I appreciate that. I love welcoming people as they walk in. I don't want to miss out on seeing my friends, We don't see each other in person enough. So hey, let me ask the question for the night now that I'm getting on. Like I said, I'll welcome more as they pop in, because I know not everybody's on the same schedule. But is it easier to give a compliment than it is to accept one? And this is something that has to deal with starting back to school. I know a lot of people, their kids started back to school last week. My kids started today. And when your kids were headed off to school, that very first day of school, did you give them a compliment and tell them, hey, they looked handsome or dapper, or, were they pretty? Did they have such a beautiful smile that day? Are they smart? Did they have a great smile? Whatever it happened to be, did you compliment them on something? And what happened when you did? They give you a hug, a huge smile. They feel so confident and just ready to tackle the world that day. So if I asked you right now, if you could turn to someone, in your house right now, whether it's a brother, sister, hubby, boyfriend, girlfriend, family member. And if you could pay them an honest compliment, just one, just pick one right now. Could you? Could you pay them an honest compliment? Well, most people say, absolutely, I could. It's easy. Oh, hey, Christy, there you are, lady. Thanks for popping in a second time. At least this one's not a disaster. I'll try to wave carefully back at you without screwing up the camera. No, but seriously, if you had to compliment, your spouse right now, or your boyfriend or your daughter right now, could you do it? It's easy, right? You could just turn right to them and have something wonderful to say about them. Easy and heartfelt. Hey, lady. Okay, so let's take that another step. If I asked you right now to just pick up a mirror, I'm sorry to say I don't have, let's use this one for example, to look in a mirror right now, put that up for yourself, and give yourself a compliment. Tell something that you love about yourself or that you like about yourself, an actual real compliment. Whether it's your eyes, whether it's your hair, I'm kind of messy hair going on here. It's your skin, it's your build, your smile, your attitude, your intelligence, whatever it happens to be. Could you pay yourself a compliment right now? What would you compliment yourself on? Are you brave enough to post that in the thread? And could you actually say it and mean it? There you go. That's the hard part, saying it and meaning it. Because you and I both know we could all look in the mirror and say, you know what? Oh yeah, I like this about myself, when we really don't. So for example, for me, as much as I really don't want to compliment myself, because we don't, we don't want to appear vain, but just for the sake of doing an experiment, right? I would say for me, I would say that I have a very unique eye color that stands out, and I like that about myself. Now that's just not being mean or, vain. It's just something I like about myself. And I'll be honest, it is difficult to look and find something positive or complimentary to say about myself, because I don't know about you, but I want to sit there and critique every little flaw and say, okay, well, I don't have high cheekbones, or my eyebrows don't match, or my lips aren't, thick and full, or I don't have the strong jawline of this person, or my hair doesn't go exactly as you can tell. It just doesn't. But why do we need to focus on the things that we don't have that aren't perfect? I mean, what is so wrong with focusing on the positive aspects of ourselves that we like? What I learned out of this is that, and it's something a mentor pointed out to me. Oh yeah, my eyebrows don't match right now either. Oh well, not a biggie. But what I learned is that how we view ourselves, it reflects our self-attitude, which also reflects on our children. And what I didn't realize was that my negative self-attitude and my negative outlook and perspective caused them to think the exact same way. It affected their grades. It affected their social relationships. It affected their perspective, their willingness to step outside their comfort zone, their willingness to try hard. And, oh, hey, Chris. Nice to see you, lady. It's been a while. Hey. But what I've learned also is that over the past 3 years, that their self-esteem and their attitude and all their changes and improvements and their new confidence level is all related to how my perspective, my outlook, my attitude, my self-esteem changed. And I noticed they're also kinder to other kids. They have better friendships. They're getting along more easily with their peers. They're willing to really start stepping outside their comfort zone. They have that quiet confidence that, hey, yeah, I am smart. I could do this. And to see that kind of change in them has been amazing. I'm not a psychologist or some famous author. I'm just a hot mess mama, as I proved tonight with Take One. I just happen to have a little bit of teaching and coaching experience. But what I just realized as a mom that, my kids had the same attitude and outlook that I did. And that if I want my kids to be kinder, to have a positive outlook, I need to have one too. Absolutely. So try an experiment with your kids. Give them a mirror right now. Have them look in that mirror. A little test, per se. Back to school test. Have them look at that mirror and compliment themselves on something they like. And then have them just randomly compliment things they like about others. Repeat that occasionally. Paying compliments that are heartfelt and that they truly meant. You'll notice some amazing changes. It won't be immediate. It won't be boom, overnight. It'll be slow, but it'll be there. So if you heard something that you found valuable or that resonates with you, please leave me a reaction, drop a comment, or say hey in the thread. Share the video with anyone you think it might help. And PM me if you have questions or want to hear more about some ways or tips to improve your confidence level. Because loving and complimenting others is easy. But loving and complimenting yourself, oh God, is that difficult. Because, you know, if you think about it, we're taught to critique ourselves very harshly. And what I've learned is that if we want to create more kindness, more self-esteem, more confidence in our kids, we need, or let me ask this question, if we want to do that, how can we teach them those lessons? If we can't look in a mirror and honestly compliment something about ourselves, try it on a regular basis. See what happens. I'll catch you later. Talking Tuesdays.